Transport.
And lunch.
Yeah. No, just transport. I had not prepped for lunch.
Yeah.
I went to the fridge, got some eggs, bread, made a quick breakfast, and just told us, salute, I'm out. So I go get into the competition and top 40, then top 20, and then that's when I meet Salvador.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, funny story, we didn't like each other in the beginning.
Why is that though?
He looked at me as this Waiseka kid, know-it-all, and I looked at him as a bully. You know, you have to admit Salvador looks a bit like Debo from Friday. You remember Friday, that Ice Cube movie? So every time I looked at Salvador, I'm like, Debo. Like, you hear that bicycle coming down the road.
And then I was like, man, this guy is so annoying.
Yeah, and it's like this annoying, because as a literature student, so I had all these theories, Russian formalism. When they're talking about comedy, me, I'm trying to interpret it literally.
Yeah.
In a literary format. So it was a very interesting journey, getting to know Salvador and then finally becoming friends and then ending up in the top 3 together.
Yeah, wonderful.
And
still working together even till today.
Still working together.
That's definitely amazing.
Yeah, of course. Him and Alex Mohanji are like big brothers to me in the industry.
Wow.
We started at the same time, but I got a lot of guidance from them regarding life.
Yeah.
As growing up in the industry for like the first 3 years of my career. And they got equal amounts of guidance from me regarding writing comedy and performance, and so we learned a lot from each other. I
feel like we've seen you guys grow from like the youngest up to date, and it's definitely good to watch. Like, I feel like you put like a whole impact on comedy that we are so hungry to see right now.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we are.
To be a pioneer.
Definitely, there's been like a whole huge change, and right now the comedy we have in Uganda is kind of crazy.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I've never agreed with the current trend of comedy, but at the same time, I know I may not be its target audience. So here's my compromise. The middle ground for me is understanding this as part of the process of evolution. The industry has to go through this to get better. So we had a phase that was dominated by English-speaking comedians. Now we have a phase dominated by Luganda-speaking comedians. Hopefully, after this, we can have a middle ground. Because I think we need to coexist in order for this whole thing to work out.
You know, when you call this an evolution, it's actually admirable and amazing for a comedian who is like you, because I feel like you're one of those comedians that puts out smart comedy. And but don't say you haven't had it before.
Of course I have, but you know, I have to act like, oh.
Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Like I have no idea.
Yeah, you like put out smart comedy, and I feel like Uganda is not receiving that right now properly. Like, what do you say about that?
I think part of the problem we're facing as an industry is music. Honestly. And I'm not blaming the musicians for this. We did it to ourselves. By adding music to comedy events, we sort of pushed out the comedy audience and brought in a music audience.
Oh, is it that comedy needs music? Because when you look at, we are going to talk about, I know we all have that one event in our mind, Because the first time I attended, I was like, am I on an artist kind of show? Because I don't really get it, So I felt like maybe the comedians do need music to be, you know, out here for the people to see.
No, actually, I have a very serious problem with it. Because we dug ourselves into a hole. The reason I can't blame the music for it is because the music never planned on infiltrating comedy, or if they did it very well. We brought in music. I mean, when have you seen a comedian close a music event? Never, right? So why are comedians curtain raising at their own shows? I mean, it works for the platform, financially speaking, but it doesn't work for the industry because it means comedians are struggling to entertain a music audience. Now, music, you can have music in the background and be on your phone, right? And life goes on and it's like, woo, that is my song! And you're having a good time. Comedy can't be in the background while you're on your phone. Yet that's what we see every time at events, because people showed up to watch the musician. So the comedians on stage are becoming more and more vulgar because they are struggling harder to entertain an audience that didn't come to listen to them in the first place. But that's something you start to realize after a while. And I think even us as an industry, it has taken us a while to figure out what was wrong.
You know, we are literally in a place where we just want to get things done. Because what you're saying is what is happening right now. It is what the problem is. But as an OG, how do we get past that? How do we make comedy what it is?
I think by taking comedy back to the smaller venues.
Oh.
Yeah. Comedy has grown too big. It's like, what were the causes of the failure of the Chwezi Empire? It outgrew its administration. It's that kind of thing. We are struggling to sustain bigger venues. and we are doing way more to keep them.
Yeah.
Now, props to those who have. Me, I have max respect for Alex Mohanji for keeping Comedy Store. I think as we speak is the longest surviving stand-up comedy platform.
True.
You get, and props to him for that. Me, the formula I would use, I would take it back to the theaters, the 300-seaters, the comedy clubs, where you get your small audience,
Yeah.
people who came to watch comedy. Now, Alex's formula works for him, and it's his platform. So I have no right to tell him how to run his platform.
Yeah.
So me, it's one of the reasons I chose National Theatre. Because I want an audience, not a crowd.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't want 3,000 people who are shouting, woo, for Bebe Cool.
You want the ones who actually came to listen to Omara.
I want 300 people who came to watch Daniel Omara.
I don't. Okay, before we get into the low model, it's his event that is coming up very soon. I just want to get back into your personal life.
Yeah.
I heard you talk about the fact that you're having some kind of baby fever.
Yeah, baby fever is real, man.
It's coming.
It's not coming. It's here. It's been here for a while. It has been here for quite some time.
For how long? I want to know, man.
I think for at least the last 5 years, I've been dealing with baby fever.
Wow. So you feel like I'm really growing so old, I need to start a family of my own.
It's not even about feeling good. I love children. I really do love children. Children and cats.
Why haven't you had one though? Oh, you have and I already don't know.
Yeah, I have my nieces and nephews for now. I have children on loan.
The ones you can return.
Yeah, the one I can return. They get, ooh, could you for 3 hours and they go back to your man. Like, I don't...
Yeah.
Let's be honest. I love them, but they can be annoying sometimes.
Oh, is the dating, going terribly for a comedian?
The dating is not going terribly, but I do have to admit my status has affected my prospects.
Okay.
Yeah, in the sense that very few women actually see me as a human being.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, the feedback I keep getting is, me, I know you, guys like you. Yeah, you're probably evil. You're probably broken like 10 hearts. And I'm just sitting there like, well, okay, I'm not going to argue with you because what's the point? If someone has made up their mind.
Yeah.
There's this perception that entertainers are just bad boys. We just go around looking for people to sleep with and we can't be trusted in a stable relationship.
Because we've seen it happen, there's proof for that, so...
Yes.
You can't blame the assumption. But what you're saying is they should give you a chance.
No, it's not give me a chance. I personally don't care about the perception of what... Look, if you're going to take Future, Nick Cannon, and a few other bad apples, because we've had people who have lived decent lives for the longest time. Brandon Frazier, Johnny Depp. But they were never in the news for living a good, normal, decent life, right?
Absolutely.
Nobody talks about it when you have a happy family. They only talk about the breakups.
Yes.
So if you keep hearing bad news about the same like 100 entertainers and then you assume that's who entertainers are, you're setting yourself up for failure in your own right.
Absolutely.
But also I've realized I am probably not the easiest person to deal with.
Does that, okay, like, the whole entire dynamic of dating, does that affect your work life, your creativity?
It does. Because if you get the wrong woman, I've been through this before, where you're in a relationship with someone who is dedicated to putting you down.
Wow.
That is the last thing you need in your, especially if you're a comedian. Your performance is directly connected to your psyche. So if you have someone at home who's killing your vibe, man, you're going to suffer career-wise. And when you suffer career-wise, they lose faith in you. And then the cycle keeps repeating itself and all that. So half the time, they don't even know they're part of the cause of the issue.
Yeah, that's pretty tough.
Yeah, but I learned one very important thing. If someone walks into your life not believing you're a human being, them finding out that you have moments of weakness, you have moments of brokenness, it's a bit of a blow to them. And that's what has caused a lot of the breakups of, they thought I was living superhuman life. I'm laughing all the time. I'm always happy everywhere. Yeah, what's up? I move and balloons pop up like this glitter in my life, sprinkles. No. This stuff is harder than it looks, and that reality usually hits women very hard.
Yeah, it really does. And you've been in the industry for 13 years.
Only.
That's not little, man. That's a whole long time. We know this industry, this country is not easy. It's so easy for you to like get off at some point and just not recover at all. But you've kept it like constant. For anybody who is your fan, knows that you've kept it constant, especially keeping the spaces that are creative. Yeah. What is your secret? Like, how do you do it?
Discipline and lack of a plan B. I hate to say it that way, but that's...
It either works or it works.
It either works or it works. I didn't come in with a plan B like, I'm going to do comedy, and if it fails, if it... No, it was, look, this is a chance to make history.
Yeah.
Go in wholeheartedly.
Wow.
Are there times I felt like quitting? Yes.
Yes.
I think I've quit like twice. Then you step out for 2 weeks and you realize this is one of the things I'm really good at. I'm good at many things, but this is one of the things where I can stand comfortably and say, I am at the top. I'm in top tier level.
You know, the semen is like a curse. You go and still bring yourself
you
back.
Come back. It's like a toxic relationship with results. Like you pop out, you come back. I mean, I can rap, yes. I can dance, yes. I can write scripts. I can do a whole bunch of things. But I will never be as good a rapper as Navio. I could never be as good a dancer as Uncle Walter. And you know, as a writer, I could never match up people like Lucky Laura at Twine. You get comedy is one of the places where I can actually claim I'm in the top 5 comfortably. So I keep coming back.
I see. Yeah, you always come back. Now, this is why I just want to talk about your 75-minute special. Yeah.
Yes.
I want to talk about that so bad because I feel like I have missed you personally as a comedian. I remember the time you used to give us like daily comedy was on TV when you used to have this show where you remember the time? Yeah.
Good days.
It was super amazing, man. So I definitely expect too much from you. What should we expect from LOL Model?
Okay, expect a life story and a journey. Expect to understand the kind of family I come from, which is just weird people all across the board. Expect to get why I'm still a bachelor at 35.
Man.
You know, it's... I think like a year ago it wasn't this way. But, you know, the changes, the dynamics. For example, I've always told people, I think one of the biggest problems I have as a guy, because I at some point you have to admit you may be part of the problem, right?
Yes.
Or maybe you are the problem.
You are the problem, too.
So for me, I've realized most of the things that people find normal about women, I find confusing. Like things that you're just a woman, right? You're just being feminine, female and stuff, and me, I'm confused by the idea. For example, storytelling. Women's storytelling is just different from how... Let me ask you, if you were to tell the story of Museveni being in power, right? Where would you start the story from?
Where would I start the story from?
Sevo in power. Where would you start telling the story from?
Like, I feel like even when I watch his entire story, I go back to... I love the story of Janet, you know, like how he meets the Janet and then how they start an entire empire. Like, I feel like... I feel like if I went to, you know, the scenes of the bush, I'd probably get on top and just go straight to the end.
Exactly. So, the story of Museveni in power, right? For you starts with Janet. Now, most people would start from like the Bush War or the election that he lost and then work their way forward. Women's stories never start at the beginning. They never started. Most stories are beginning, middle, end. For women, we're going to start at near the end. Then we start backtracking. Now they're going to start introducing characters as they move the story backwards. So it was no Museveni currently right now. You know the girl who's fighting Bobby Wine. You're like, who's Bobby Wine? You don't know Bobby Wine. Bobby Wine, musician, you know, political aspirant and husband of Bobby Chagulanyi. Who's Bobby Chagulanyi? His wife. Bobby Wine's wife. So, now we branch into Bobby Chagulanyi. And we keep branching into all these characters while telling a story backwards. And if you forget the names of any of those characters, you're not listening. You forget any event in the story, you're not listening
at all.
We are going to be introduced to Milton Obote, Idi Amin, Mwanga, like we are going to go back 60 years in history. And for me as a guy, I've zoned out. I've logged out like by the first 15 minutes of the story. I've logged out, which means I'm not listening. But there's so much information being packed in your head at the same time. Names, numbers, and she's telling you the story and introducing these characters. For her in her head, she believes you see them the same way she sees them in her mind.
Because that's what it is, man. Like, I don't need to assume that you don't see them.
You need to assume I don't see them. You need to be prepared. Because here's what's funny. The day you meet those people, they look nothing like the way they are described. Why? Because they're described with a bias. She described them based on how she felt about them at the time.
Absolutely.
So you're going to meet someone, kind of that ugly chick at work is always disturbing you.
I feel like now you're just giving us pointers into exactly what you're going to do on your show.
No, I'm just giving you an example of what relationships are like. This is not exactly what's going to happen in my show, but I'm just giving an idea of the trend of content that we're going with. I like to work with practical material that everyone can relate to. So if I'm talking about women's storytelling, I want a woman to sit in the audience and be like, okay, by the way, that's true. Now, what's the funny part of it? You get, that's how I like to write my jokes. Start with relatability, then throw in the humor.
I feel like it's gonna be extremely personal. Like the time, you know, I met you a long time ago, and I felt like back in the day it was just all about the humor, all about the fun. But right now there's kind of depth, yeah. Even in how you talk about the man, you're even talking about women. That's something.
I'm talking about women. I'm talking about acknowledging a lot of things.
I know.
Because I don't want to do one of those comedy sets where you laugh and go home like, ah, it was funny.
Yeah.
I want you to go home feeling like, oh my goodness, I didn't know that about Omara. It was funny, but damn, I was not ready for that part. So there's going to be a few shockers.
Usually when we hear, you know, comedy specials, we are thinking it's going to be on some kind of streaming platform. Is it going to be?
Well, this content is being shot. This is like a demo reel for me, if I can put it that way. I'm going to film the 75 minutes. I'm probably going to do more than 75 minutes. Yeah. When I say 75 minutes, that's the DVD time. So I'm going to hit about 80, maybe 90 tops, maximum. Okay. But I'm doing it for a DVD, which I'm going to, you know, send to comedy clubs all over the world, just for them to check out. And then get invitations to festivals and all that. Okay. Yeah, so the numbers I may not make at the show, I'm going to make up for abroad.
So that's like a one-man show?
It's a one-man show.
Wow, that's definitely daring. Have we had that in Uganda though?
We've had quite a few.
We've had a few specials in this country.
We've had Salvador's, I think we've had Kansime's, we've had Pablo's. Recently we had Dr. Hilary Okello. MC Cash did one in Gulu.
Yeah.
Maggie de Waiserian has sometime in early October.
You know what's funny that you're even mentioning this to me? It means there's really a problem. Like there is a problem. We are supposed to know these things by hand, yeah?
I know.
It's so hard for me not to know that we in Nwaji just had a concert. So I should know that our comedians are doing this amazing work.
Well, people gave up on comedy at some point. There's a particular audience that gave up on comedy. And so I don't blame them. I don't blame them. We lost the plot at some point. Yeah. True. Especially us, the English-speaking comedians. Because the Uganda takeover is not by accident. It's not. Downtown people are loyal, by the way. There's so much money downtown. Like, you just knowing Luganda as a language.
I wonder how you haven't switched, though. But
well, I know my crowd.
It's the Luganda that refused, though.
Okay, my story with Luganda is a very interesting one. Yeah, I'll tell you about it. They laughed at me when I was trying to learn Luganda when I was a kid. Lao is my first language. So I had a bit of an accent, you know, not a bit, a heavy Lao accent, yes. Because I learned Lao, then I learned English, and I was trying to learn Luganda, and kids just kept poking fun at me.
Things just failed.
Because me, I'm there with my accent, like, and people are just like, say it again, and I'm like, why are they laughing? And slowly by slowly, I stopped speaking, because people would call me like, first come, first say this word in Luganda. Like, and then, slowly by slowly, I started to back away, because as a kid, I'm like, I really don't like the fact that people are laughing at me for trying to learn. And I just gave up on Luganda like that.
Me, I never gave up. I mean, I can't say Kabalagala, like, I really can't, no, I used to say Kabalagala, that's my language, like, yellow banana, so. It was definitely crazy. Do you have a favorite comedian in this country first?
In this country? Let me see, who would I go with? I think in this country, if I were to pick a favorite comedian, it would be Akite Agnes.
Okay.
Yeah, I find Akite Agnes very interesting.
Is it because she doesn't laugh at your Uganda? She's funny.
No, it's because Akita is just a different breed of female comedian. Like, I love Kansime, I like Kotilda,
You should do a series that has only comedians. I feel like we had the best of the best then. Well, give us some.
A series like what? TV series?
Yeah, it could be a TV series. It could be, you know, something reality. We just want to know how you're doing in this country. We've forgotten.
You have forgotten, but you're not ready for what's coming next, man. I think...
Yeah.
The industry is just like I said, it was a phase.
Yeah.
It was a phase where we all for the greater part of the last 6 years we've had one major comedy platform.
Yeah.
And the whole industry is being judged by that one platform.
That's true. Which is
a mistake I ask people not to make. I mean,
it's hard not to make it though.
I know. Yeah. And like I said, I don't judge the audience for acting the way they did. And you know, it's not like I'm coming at them like, why are you like this? No. I understand where they're coming from as an audience. Not everyone can be associated with that platform.
Yeah, by the way, I think we should actually talk about, you know, how now we're taking comedy to TikTok. You've seen those TikTok videos. It's like we've gone off the stage. We've really gone off the stage so bad that even the comedians that we want are the TikTok celebrities, yeah?
Yeah.
Like, what do you think about this entire dynamic?
Okay, let me be honest with you. Content, any person creating their own content has my respect. Because for you to be consistent in content creation, regardless of the platform, even if it's stage or TikTok or, you know, Instagram, whatever, right? If you're putting out good content constantly and building an audience for it, hey, more respect to you. It's not easy.
Not at all,
But I also don't want people assuming that because they're funny on TikTok, they're funny on stage. That is a line we need to define very clearly. Because I'm seeing more and more TikTokers appearing on stand-up comedy platforms.
Very much.
And I'm like, this is good. But they have to be willing to go through the training, of which I have pitched this to a number of them. I'm like, listen, if you're stepping on a platform that I run, because I'm very strict with my platforms, we do rehearsal once a week. We meet at least twice a week. You need to be consistent in your delivery. I'm not putting you on stage for the first 3 months of training, because I'm giving you time to build content. So if you think you're going to jump from TikTok onto my stage, sorry, no.
Impossible.
Yeah, respect the protocol. There's things you have to learn about stage dynamics. TikTok, you can do a take 2. On stage, if a joke has failed, it has failed. You can't tell them, sorry, let me do it again. Just let me go back and walk back. No. So I respect TikTokers, those who create their own content. To be honest with you, I've hated TikTok for like the last... since it began.
No, if you're an artist, it's so easy to hate TikTok because even actors, you look and you're like, no, just because you could do this doesn't mean you could actually act in real life.
Thank you, and I hate the miming especially. Because I've grown up in a generation where artists were not even allowed to mime their own songs.
I know.
As in, Bebe Cool has to go on stage with a microphone and a band and sing his song. He wrote the song, he recorded the song in the studio, but he still has to go on stage and sing it. A TikToker comes and gets my jokes, mimes them and becomes famous. I'm like, no.
Not worth it.
It's very hard for me to respect that category of TikTokers.
I know. What's been the highlight of your career so far? It's been a long... You said 13 years a few, but no. It's a long time. It's crazy out here. What has been the highlight of your career?
So many. It's hard to pick one.
No, just one favorite that you remember top of your head.
I think it would be Africa Loves 2020.
Okay. Wow, that's amazing. I do have a few questions from fans, a fan's favorite. One asked me to ask you that between Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania, which one is harder to crack up?
Uganda.
I thought it was the easiest because we like literally make fun of
no. Especially Kampala. Here's the thing. Kampala people are very spoiled.
Okay.
And I'm going to say this up front. It's not an attack on the crowd, it's just stating a fact. Kampala people are spoiled because they've had comedy. In a week, you have like 16 comedy platforms happening. You could go Monday to Sunday just watching comedy in Kampala. So Kampala people think they have comedy figured out. They're like, that one is not funny because he's not like the other guy. Like, that's how Kampala people operate. We had this thing earlier in our careers when we were doing comedy and someone would walk up to you, you man, you're funny, but why don't you do more like this man, bro? Like, people in Uganda define humor by who they find the most interesting. And they make that the industry. That's how we got here. Kenya, Tanzania are open to coming to a comedy show to watch comedians, not a comedian. That's why Ugandans are so hard to entertain, because for them, they have their mind locked on one guy. And like everyone else has to be like this guy or beat this guy.
And it also comes to, you know, how we come to see artists. I get it.
If
I come to see Daniel and somebody else makes great comedy, I'm probably not going to pay attention. I'm waiting for one person.
You're waiting for one person, which is not the way a comedy show is supposed to work. So Ugandans are the hardest. Rwandans, I think, are the most welcoming.
They're the easiest to make happy.
Not easy. Rwandans watch your pacing, your story. You have to stay with them. They're with you, but you have to stay with them. Just because they're welcoming doesn't mean you go on stage and be lackluster in your performance. Whoa.
Oh, that's super amazing to know. And also, they want to know your favorite international comedian.
Chris Rock, without a doubt.
Ooh.
Chris Rock.
And here I was about to say Dave Chappelle and Kevin Hart. Who do you choose? None.
No, not none. I have maximum respect for Dave Chappelle. But I don't... Dave Chappelle is... How can I put it? Dave Chappelle is very interesting, very entertaining. But I think at some point you have to like Chappelle to understand Chappelle. You have to like him to get him, in a way. It's like Alex Mwangi's music.
Yeah.
You have to like him to enjoy it. You get it. It's very... it is highly unlikely that you're going to be a fan of Chappelle and you've never watched him and you just pop up like, hey, what's up? I think Chris Rock, on the other hand, is better at breaking things down.
Okay. You know, you speak for a lot of parts in the entertainment industry. You speak for actors, you speak for comedians, you speak for rappers too. How do you say you rap?
No, I would never dare. No, I don't want to piss off Navio and the Myth and play one. I would be in so much trouble.
I know. Now, from the point of an actor, this is a very stupid question, yeah? But
hit me. I love stupid.
Someone said, between acting as a male whore or a demon, which one would you choose?
Demon. Give me the demon. I'm sorry, I'm one of those guys who's full of toxic masculinity.
There's no way.
There are things I am not ready to do yet. Like, if you cast me for Magic Mike as a stripper, or tell me to play Lucifer, like I'm the devil. I am the devil.
Man, I thought you choose the whore because I feel like I'll choose the whore.
The whore.
Yeah, but anyway.
You go and like, be like a gigolo, like a gigolo.
Like, I would do that, man. I don't want to play a demon.
I would play the demon. I already have the skin tone for it, so I might as well. Just give me the horns and the tail.
Oh my god, that's super crazy. We're honestly out of time right now. I feel like we've gone past what we should have. He's such a conversational guy, man. We could talk literally all day. But I want us to, highlight more about your show. Like anything you want to tell your fans?
Yo, look, if you want to come and enjoy a coherent story, right? I'm not trying to pitch to people, come and laugh. No, I want you to come and have an experience.
Okay.
Sit in the crowd, enjoy the flow of the show from beginning to end. The whole thing is connected. It's written with people in mind. Get ready to be picked on a bit in the audience, but not for money. I'm not going to be asking for money. I'm going to use people as references. Like the way I asked you, how would you tell the story, right? Yeah. Those things, those simple, small. It's just going to be a fun event. So come ye forth. Let's enjoy ourselves. 28th of October. Yeah. The LOL Model, National Theatre. Tickets are only 30K because I considered fuel prices, man. I'm like, you can't drive this far, buy popcorn, drinks, and then again pay like too much for this. Yeah, but also I just want people to come and have a good time.
I really think it's going to be an amazing time. And it's been a long time. Probably my very first special that I'm going to attend. I cannot wait. I'm going to be giving the people the feedback.
Please do.
So I better laugh, though.
Do it in the voice. Do it in that voice. Good morning, glory.
It's been amazing having you, Daniel. Thank you so much for coming by and definitely honoring our visit and also coming early. That's a pointer. Yeah, I'm gonna play you a song. I don't anyway. Probably won't add up, but yeah, thank you so much for coming. Of course, you're still listening to the Morning Glory Tidal Radio. That was Daniel Omara for you, and you can catch the show, the Low Mode, on 28th October. Yeah. I know October seems far, but it's just September, so yeah, next month. It's not that far, man. Just support your local talent, support your people, support the people that want to give you these things, man. It's not easy. You could be in a country where there's no entertainment at all, but people do put in the energy to write great scripts, do all this amazing stuff. So yeah, do support. We're gonna get into a short break. Of course, I'm gonna be right back with Vitamin or just keep it at the radio. Simi comes through with Undeserving.